All right. I think I'm ready to tell you the refrigerator story. I've been teasing you about this story and about my horrible experience trying to buy a refrigerator here in Barcelona. And it really has been the most painful experience that I've had, even more than getting the digital nomad visa, I think. I mean, the stakes were a lot lower because not having a refrigerator only meant that I wouldn't have fresh food or I would just have to buy every single day. And not having a visa would have meant having to leave. So I guess the stakes or the outcome was more significant with the visa story. But I'm telling you, the refrigerator story was so painful. And the reason why I want to tell you that is because I want to just express or talk about how very little control we actually have of things. No matter how organized we are, no matter how efficient we are, no matter how willing we are to solve potential challenges and problems. And I'm a person who is always one step ahead. Like I would plan something and also think about all the things that could possibly go wrong and solve them ahead of time. And I did that, and it still did not work as I was trying to buy a refrigerator, which was a humbling experience because I had to surrender and to let go of control and just trust that it would work out. So that's the essence of my story and the moral of my story. And I'm going to come back to this moral at the end. But let me start at the beginning. We moved to Barcelona on Thursday, January 4th. We didn't sleep all night. We moved with 11 bags and landed in our new apartment. I also had an Airbnb that I rented out. We just put all our stuff there. We went to our Airbnb. We were kind of like sleepwalking the entire day. We got a good night's sleep. The next day, it was a Friday. The first thing we did is we went to IKEA. Now, on Friday, I woke up sad and depressed and kind of like, I didn't know what to do with myself. Like we just made this crazy move. And we were buying a bunch of things for the apartment. Just to let you know, we bought this huge couch that we ended up returning because my tip to you is don't buy important things for the house the day after you relocate to a new country. Just a tip. You might not be in the right mindset to make good decisions. Anyway, thank God for IKEA's return policy. But I knew that I had to get some of the appliances like the refrigerator and the washer, the washing machine, and the dryer. Like I knew that I had to get these three things as soon as possible. So Friday night, after we went to IKEA, we sat down on our computer and we ordered the refrigerator, the washing machine, and the dryer from a website. We consulted with people and we're like, where should we order these appliances? And they're like, this is where you should get it from. Okay. So we did that. And I knew, okay, so by the time we move into the apartment, which was a week later, I'm already going to have my refrigerator and the washing machine and the dryer. That was so naive of me. Little did I know that it would take at least 3 more weeks before I would be able to store ice or food not in bags with ice. So we put in the order for those appliances and they said that they should deliver it by Wednesday. and we were supposed to move in on Friday, move from our Airbnb to our apartment. But I was like, I think they may need a crane truck or like an external platform to bring my refrigerator, because the elevator is not that big and they're not going to carry it up the stairs. So I called them several times and I said, listen, like you have to come with a crane truck or like a something to bring the refrigerator, because you may not be able to bring it up the elevator. The elevator is really small. It's like one of those old elevators that you have to close the doors for. And the guy was like, don't worry about it. They know what they're doing. They're going to bring it up the stairs. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, it's very heavy. I'm like, don't worry. They're trained to do it. That's what we do here. Okay. I said, okay. And we were really looking forward for this refrigerator because it was like it had this external bar and like ice dispenser. And that was like my dream and my girls' dream, to be able to get ice without opening the refrigerator. And there was like a 24-hour discount for this refrigerator and we got a really good deal. We were super excited. I kept calling them. I was like, are you sure it's going to be okay? And they're like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's going to be delivered on Wednesday. Great. Wednesday afternoon, we get an email. Here's your refund for your refrigerator. Like, what? Wait, what? What refund? I didn't ask for a refund. I'm waiting for my refrigerator. We're moving in 2 days. I need my refrigerator in the house. So we call them. We're like, what? What just happened? You just refunded my refrigerator without asking me? And they were like, oh, yes. They tried to deliver it. They came in and they saw that the staircase is too narrow, so they can't bring it up the stairs. So you just took it back and sent me a refund? You didn't even try to redeliver it or call me to see if I have a different solution? Maybe I want to bring my own platform to bring it up? Nope, that's it. So I was talking to this company that we bought it from, but it was actually not their responsibility. It was the delivery company of another contractor that used to work with them. So they kept transferring me to different people, different phone numbers. No one really speaks English. That was like the first few days. I don't even understand. Like I only understand 5 words and that's it. And I'm like, I'm going crazy. So I make a lot of phone calls. I'm like, I have to get my refrigerator. You have to bring it back. And it was also for this special price. I don't want to give up on this refrigerator. It's exactly what we were looking for. No one responds. It's like, we're going to get back to you. We're going to get back to you. We're going to get back to you. I already recognize that they have a very certain rhythm for this specific company, but also here in Spain, it's not what I'm used to. Like, I have to be a bit more patient. I'm used to like getting answers really, really fast. No, like that's how it works. So you have to surrender. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to give up on this. I'm just going to take the refund and I'm going to order the refrigerator from somewhere else that could provide me with the service and the delivery that I need. So someone recommended this big department store that they said, listen, they have the best customer service. It's funny that I think about it now. It was like, as you'll hear, but they said, they have the best customer service. Just go buy from there. So I actually physically go there and I speak to this guy and he's like, yeah, you can get it from here. Just talk to me first, like do it directly through me. But the next day I was too tired. I couldn't go there. We were also like trying to get the house ready, get the girls ready for school. And I said, I'm just going to order it online from this department store, but I'm going to do it online. But I didn't know that like ordering it online is like, it's almost as if it's a different store or a different company. It's definitely not the same customer service. And it was a period where there were a lot of discounts. And I said, okay, this time I'm just going to get a smaller refrigerator without the ice dispenser, unfortunately, so it could fit up the stairs. Okay. Sounds like a good deal. Yes. And then this is where things started to get all messed up. It was like 1 a.m. I was looking for this refrigerator. We ended up finding something. I asked Gil to do the purchase because I'm like falling asleep on my computer. He does it. He puts in the wrong email. We're not getting any confirmation email, nothing. So the next day, I want to call them and tell them that they need to take into consideration that the staircase is really narrow and they might need a crane truck. I wasn't even thinking about them bringing it up the stairs. I'm like, I'm just going to make sure that they bring the truck. So they can't find my order. No one knows who I am, what my order is. We don't have a confirmation number. So like 2-3 more days go by. No one speaks English on the phone. There is like one representative and they're always busy who speaks English. So I have to do everything on chat. And that became so ridiculous because I'm writing to them, they respond to me, and I start recognizing all those automatic messages. They're not really responding to me. I don't know if I'm speaking to a robot or a real person. And I'm starting to get frustrated. I'm like, listen, you have to make sure that you bring an external platform to bring it up. I keep calling and calling and calling, and I have friends who are calling also, like the worst customer service. They just hang up on you and they're like, well, we're going to call you back. And then they call me back at like 10 p.m., not speaking Spanish, so I can't like communicate with them. So a few days go by and I keep telling them, listen, like we need an external platform. Finally, someone calls me and they're like, it's going to cost you, it's going to be a few €100 for you to do it. And I'm like, fine, I'll pay whatever it takes. Just get me the refrigerator. Now, mind you, that in the meantime, we've moved to our new apartment. We don't have a refrigerator. I have like bags, like picnic bags with ice that I have to buy ice every single day. I can't, like, I have to buy food every day so it's fresh. We keep it outside in the terrace because it was a little chilly still. It was still, winter. So it's such a mess every time we have to make food and we have to buy food outside, like cooked food, because we can't really cook because we can't store our food. And in the meantime, I'm like, okay, like waiting for that delivery. So a few days go by, I get a phone call. I'm on my way with your refrigerator. I was like, great. Are you coming with a truck, with a crane truck? And the guy's like, no. I was like, but you can't bring it up because we are on the 7th floor and I don't think you'll be able to fit it in the staircase. Now, it was so silly because I deliberately bought a smaller refrigerator, so I didn't even give him a chance to bring it up the staircase. I just told him that it's going to be too tight, so he didn't even try, which was another mistake that I've made. And then I'm like, I'm just going to have to find a solution. I'm just going to have to bring my own truck because no one, like, it takes them days and days and days to get back to me to try and help me and try to get me that truck from that department store. So I'm like, I'm just going to call a delivery company and have them bring it with a truck. I'm like tired already talking about it. I hope you're not tired listening to this. So then like things just get more and more complicated. And I'm also making it more complicated because I started looking for a crane truck, like that truck that brings it up from your terrace so it doesn't have to go up the stairs. So they're looking for a crane truck for me, the department store, and then I'm calling this delivery company and they're like, yeah, no problem, we can do it for you, but we have to coordinate it with the delivery guy. So they come in, we can't leave it waiting. So they come in and then we need to meet them on the same day at the same time, and it's a little tricky. So the best thing for you is to bring it to our warehouse. It's going to wait, and then we will bring it to you. Now, apparently, to use a crane truck, you have to book a parking space a week in advance, because I was like, okay, let's move it. And I'm going to have my refrigerator in a few days. And he's like, no, it's going to take at least a week because we need to do it a week in advance. Like, no, I can't believe it. I want my fresh food. And he said, don't worry about it. Just bring it here, the refrigerator, and we will book the spot for you, which also costs a lot of money. And you have to pay taxes. I didn't know all of that. And then we're gonna bring it when it's ready. I'm like, okay, fine. Let's just do that. Even though it's a pricier solution, sometimes you have to pay more so that it would just be simpler. Because coordinating between everyone while not speaking Spanish, while no one is cooperating with you, did not sound like a good idea. Now, like all this while, I'm like trying to chat with a department store to get them to tell me if they can deliver it properly until I gave up. So, like, I'm spending hours every single day trying to communicate with those people and trying to get them to understand what I need. But it's like, it was so frustrating. Luckily, the delivery company, the moving company, they were amazing. That was my gift. There is this blessing that people say is like, may you always have good messengers and people who accompany you. And I felt like they were my messengers. They were my safety net here. And they talked to me and they said, don't worry about it. We will take care of it. We will figure everything out. Just tell them to bring everything to the warehouse. So everything was all set up, planned. And then I visit my neighbor's house. We made friends with our neighbors, an amazing family. And we went to their house and I see a refrigerator, like the one that I wanted to get, like the bigger one with 2 doors. I see it in their kitchen. I was like, how did you get it up here? And she's like, oh my God, you wouldn't believe the story of how I got the refrigerator here. So she told me that it was delivered and they ended up bringing it up the stairs. So obviously it was possible to bring it up the stairs, even the bigger refrigerator. And I saw that big refrigerator and I was like, that's what I want. So I did something silly. I said, okay, they're supposed to deliver the smaller refrigerator that I wanted the next day or the following day to that warehouse. And from there, a week later, they're supposed to deliver it with a crane truck to my home. I'm going to cancel the delivery of this refrigerator, the smaller refrigerator. I'm going to order the original refrigerator that I wanted with the 2 doors with the ice dispenser and have it delivered to the warehouse. Now that I know that they're going to deliver it, I wouldn't have to coordinate all of that. And that's it. Easy peasy, right? No, because I should have known by then, right? Like I should have known, Hadar, just don't mess with it. You've organized everything. It's okay. But no, what happened was that even though I canceled the order and I told them, make sure that they don't deliver it. Okay. I talked to 3 different representatives on chat and there was like, don't worry, it's refunded. It's canceled. They're not going to deliver it. They delivered it. They delivered the smaller canceled refrigerator. I canceled it. And they confirmed that it was canceled, yet it was delivered to the warehouse. And I also ordered the other refrigerator because we also got like the same discount was applied again. And I was able to order it, the exact refrigerator, the bigger refrigerator, So that was also on its way to be delivered to the warehouse. A few days go by, the bigger refrigerator is delivered, and now there are two refrigerators in the warehouse. And I'm like, okay, what do I do now? And again, luckily, the people in the moving company, they were so cool. They were like, don't worry about it. Just have them come and pick it up from here, the canceled refrigerator, and we will deliver the new refrigerator to your house as planned. We have a parking space waiting. It was a Friday. So let's just keep up with the plan with a big new refrigerator. And we're just going to wait for them to pick up the old refrigerator, the canceled smaller refrigerator. Now, please mind you that all of this is happening while my girls start their new school. We're trying to get everything ready for the visa. The house is empty, so no furniture. We're trying to like get all the furniture and plates and forks and knives and we are exhausted from 3 months of just like being at our full capacity and moving and packing everything. And all of that is happening while everything else is happening. Gil, my partner, he also, while all of this is happening, traveled back home to bring our cat, which was another crazy story of like all the different permits that we had to get to bring her in such a short period of time. So he was back home. I was alone with the girls for an entire week trying to get everything together, get all the closets and the beds without a refrigerator, and trying to navigate the refrigerator drama with the worst customer support I've ever experienced in my entire life. Because after I canceled the refrigerator, and both the refrigerators, the canceled and the new one, were waiting at the warehouse. It was a Friday, so they finally delivered the new refrigerator, the right refrigerator. That was like a day of celebration. It was a day where we got the refrigerator. They brought it up. It was like such an operation. I have photos. I'm probably going to post it in my story so you can see for yourself. If you follow me on Instagram, you can see it there. And we got the refrigerator. Gil came back home with the cat. We applied for the visa that day. Like a lot of good things were happening that day. So that was like, such a joyful day. And it fit perfectly. And it was just like how we imagined it. So everything was great. But there was still that old canceled refrigerator waiting. I still didn't get a refund. And we were like, okay, I'm just going to talk to them and ask them to come and pick it up. From that day on, I kid you not, I spent every single day for at least an hour on chat trying to figure out why they're not coming to pick it up. And every day they tell me, yeah, don't worry, we're going to come and pick it up. We've filed a complaint. We passed your request. This is what's happening. It's going to take another day. For another 3 weeks. Every single day, I'm with them on the phone and on chat, trying to get them to come and pick up the canceled refrigerator. And they were like, well, they shouldn't have accepted it. And I was like, well, you shouldn't have delivered it after I deliberately told you to contact the delivery guy and tell them not to deliver it. But it feels like no one was communicating with anyone. Like it was such a mess. There was like no connection whatsoever. Every day I'm with them on the phone. And the guys from the moving company, they had that refrigerator in their warehouse and they were super patient. I'm going to put a link to their company because it's the best customer service I've ever encountered. So I want to make sure that if you need it in Europe for global deliveries, like that's the best company, really. And they were like, don't worry about it. They tried to call them, like it was to no avail. Like no one responded. eventually, like, they were able to figure out that I need to pay 30 euros for them to come and pick it up. I'm like, just take the money and come take the refrigerator, but just let me, like, because I couldn't deal with the fact that I still had that on my plate. Like, I wanted to get it off my plate. I wanted to say, that's it. I'm done with the refrigerator story. Like, I'm done with it. But no, it just kept being there like a buzzing fly in my ear every single day. Like, I couldn't say, okay, accomplished. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about letting go of control. Cause like, I try to do everything in my power to manage this properly, to let them know in advance, to make sure that they prepare properly, to notify whoever needs to be notified. But like, it didn't work. I had no control. I couldn't manage this. It's not my team. And I just had to be patient. And I don't like to be patient when I know that I have all these other things to take care of. And it was like truly, truly a humbling experience. Like, you make plans and then the world works in a different way, and you just have to accept it and accept other people's rhythm. So after I already sent them my credit card info and I was waiting for them to solve it, and it was still unsolved. You know what did work? And that's like why it's so pathetic. I just messaged them from my Instagram account, and I have a lot of followers, so obviously they saw my comment, and I messaged their social media manager or whoever that is through Instagram. I sent a message and I said, listen, if you don't solve this in 24 hours, I'm going to document my experience and I'm going to post it to social media because I'm fed up and I don't know what else to do. I've contacted whoever I could. Like, I sent all the emails, I called all the numbers, I spent hours on chat. I was kind, I was angry, I was frustrated, I was pushy. Like, I tried all my different personalities on chat. Nothing worked. Nothing. And I need you to come and pick up that freaking refrigerator. I like, it wasn't even about the money that I wanted to get back. I was just like, I felt bad because it was taking up the space in the warehouse and they were so gracious and kind and generous. I was like, I can't keep it there. Like, I'm just going to go and pick it up myself. Nothing. Like, the worst customer service I've ever experienced. It was so ridiculous. A few hours later, someone gets back to me and they're like, "We'll take care of it." The next day we got a call and they scheduled a pickup. And I'm like, I don't know where I would be today. Like, I would probably still be on chat if I hadn't messaged them on Instagram. And I never do it. Like, I never use my name. I never use my platform to get things. I don't promote things. I don't do sponsorships. Like, I don't do any of that. But at this point, I was just like, I don't think I need to get to someone else who is not on chat and someone who can speak to me because I don't speak Spanish. And again, like, I felt so limited. Like, I know that if I spoken Spanish, it would be a lot easier for me to get to people or to get someone on the phone. But it was so it was just like such a draining experience. And I know I made it complicated with me trying to get the right refrigerator. And in hindsight, I'm glad I did because we're really happy with it. And we drink a lot of, cold water with ice. So that was worth it. But I have to say, like, that having this as one of your first experiences in a new country has made it not very positive for me, like trying to navigate everything else. But also, I knew that eventually, like, I kept saying to myself, first of all, like, this is your lesson, let go of control. Like, this is your lesson, learn whatever you need from this, which I did. Be patient. That's another lesson that I had to learn. It is what it is. Like, sometimes there's like, you do everything that you can, and then you just have to sit back and hope that it's going to work out. And also, trust that eventually it's going to work out and you're going to look back and laugh at it, which is what I'm doing right now. Like I'm telling it in a funny way. And it was also funny while it was happening. Like I was sending videos to my friends of me making dinner outside on the terrace, like taking out the dairy and the fruits and the vegetables. And there was something very funny about it. But it wasn't so funny when I was on chat, like trying to get to people. But like, trust that, like, whatever you're going through right now that really, really sucks and is super frustrating, it will work out eventually. So you have to kind of like see yourself in the future with that refrigerator, knowing that like it was worth it. And you just wasted time, energy, joy, and money to get it, but eventually you'll get it. And that's like, well, that's what kept me going. I was like, at some point I'm going to have a refrigerator and I'm going to be able to laugh at it. And I think that's always a good way to get through challenges and hardships and like tricky situations, because like what else can you do? Like you do everything that you can, you do your best, and then you have to let go and trust that it's going to work out. And it did. Okay. So this is my refrigerator story. I have to tell you that I cut out some pieces. It was a little more complicated and there was more to it. But I mean, I felt sorry for you for having to manage all this information. But I hope you enjoyed my refrigerator story and like as a symbol for the hardships of relocating to a new country. And I'm sure if you've had that experience as well, like immigrating, relocating to a new country, you have your own refrigerator story, right? Like that story of something like completely working out in a totally different way than what you had expected. And you figured it out, right? I'm sure you have your own story. I'd be curious to hear it too. All right. So that's it. Thank you for being here with me, listening to this story. And next week, I may not share an episode because I'm traveling back home. Maybe I'll record one from home telling you how it is. But if not, I'll see you the following week and tell you all about the experience of going back home. But I can tell you that we're really excited and looking forward to seeing my family, hugging my friends. The girls are psyched to go back home. And I'm also excited to come back here afterwards and tell you all about it. All right, my friends, take care. Bye.